Hey, it's the 15th Wednesday. I had an interesting day yesterday, so I want to tell you about it. Um, Happy to be alive. Yesterday I was in a car accident. My brakes went out. Completely unexpected. It was so weird the way that it happened. So, yesterday I had band practice at 1 o'clock because everyone's schedules are so strange. But I've been having this slow leak back tire. So the car that was given to me a couple of years ago, which I still greatly appreciate, I've tried to take care of it, I thought. So anyway, I was headed to the tire place to get the tire replaced. Car worked fine. Got the tire replaced, went out to leave, and there was like no brakes. And I didn't understand, and I kept trying to leave because I had brakes when I came there. And I went to turn to head home, which is down a hill, and I'm still testing the brakes, and it's like, there's no brakes, and I'm starting to head down a hill. It doesn't take long for a car to get momentum, and I was probably up towards 25 miles per hour or so as I'm coming towards this intersection with a light, a major intersection, 60th and Ames here in Omaha. And my light is red, so I'm fucked. I'm heading towards traffic coming this way, and it's a good thing I didn't panic. I'm looking to see what are my options, and pretty much at the last second, I decided to turn the car into the median, where you're going to make a left turn, and there's a traffic sign, not a traffic light, but a stop traffic sign in the median. So I turned into the median and did my best to graze the, the traffic sign to slow me down. I didn't want to hit it head on. I didn't manage to do that and end up over into the other lane heading the opposite direction and got the car to stop by putting it, in. There was no brakes, and I hadn't got a half a block from the tire place. It was just it was so weird the way it happened. The car was fine when I got there, so I was able to drive back into the place with no brakes and just managed to get it stopped. And I'm talking to the people, and one guy first immediately said, "Whoa, I don't know what you're talking about." And then the other guy said, "Yeah, well, I could barely. I had to put it all the way down to the ground to get it to stop to bring your car out." And I said, "They worked fine when I got here." And the owner of the shop, because I go there, I don't go there often, but I go there regularly for years now, for at least 20 years, so I'm a familiar face. So he came out and got in the car and was smashing the brake, and I'm standing there with one of the other auto guys, and he noticed his brake line. Look, it's gushing. The brake line is gone. I would not have known that. I had no reason to expect my brake line to be rusted out. I had just gotten the car winterized. I can't assume that they would check that, but you'd like to think they did. If that had happened while I was on the road, I think I'd be dead. I had no idea this was going to happen. I mean, that's what kind of woke me up last night a couple times. Kind of in shock, thinking I had no idea the brakes were about to go. I could just imagine myself driving along yesterday, just driving somewhere, full speed, not expecting the brakes to go. I'd be dead or in the hospital. So, for whatever fortuitous reason, and things happen for a reason, this happened when I happened to go get a tire, and those people were there to help me with this. I had to get the car towed. I don't have a car right now; it's in the shop. Um, Whatever needs to be fixed, I got to have a car. That's what happened to me. So I obviously never made it to band practice. The other interesting thing about this, I'm going to take it social, guys, because these are weird times, and we really, everyone, this is just my opinion, but every single person on this planet has a responsibility, especially all of the adults, to try to do something, and most of us aren't. So I'm a people person, I'm an observer, and I try to make the best of all situations. So I rode with the tow truck driver back to the shop where it was the place that I'm getting it fixed was recommended to me. I didn't even know where to take it because I don't have a regular mechanic. My mechanic died a couple years ago. So, I'm just, it's my nature to be pleasant. So after we got the car hooked up and I get in and we start to take off, ask him how his day's going, and he's cordial. But I look over, and then I wait, and then I speak again to kind of just talk about what had just happened to me, explaining to him what had happened. Not that he cares, it's just, I'm rattled and I need to talk. And I look over, and it's a young white man, probably in his 30s, and he's looking at me. Well, of course, I'm observing. So these are observations that may be completely wrong, but I'm going to tell you how they struck me because I think it's timely and I want to share it. So it's a young white guy, and I just kind of start to talk pleasantly, like I do. And he responds with real short 1 or 2 word answers and looks over at me like I am the enemy, literally, with total suspicion. Not even, complete suspicion and guard. Now, this could just be who he is, but I can't help but think about the context of the times. Okay? Right? Do you follow what I'm saying? Where we're all, you know what I mean, divided. So, took me, we got my car down there. The owner of the shop was very cordial, and that immediately I could see why my friend recommended me to this particular guy. The guy said, "Well, we'll get you home in a second. Just hold on," which I thought I'd have to get my own ride home. So the same young man gives me a ride home. So I attempt to talk a little more. He softens up a little bit, but I just keep looking at him, take my sunglasses off, and get some eye contact. And his guard is way up for a number. It probably makes sense for it to be that way, but I read people, and I do have a skill at this. I do. And I read that, and it's like, this is partially the fallout of the current political social climate we live in. We're so divided and suspicious of one another. I see it as a symptom. I don't see it as, oh, it was just that guy. Well, it could have been, but I'm taking it further because of the times and the necessity to try to to try to encourage more people to take more notice of, the dire situation we're in, and be willing to try and make some changes where I know it's pretty futile, but this is my calling. I was going to be a priest, a preacher. I was going to be a religious man, and then my experience with the church and everything ruined it. Religion has nothing to do with truth. It has to do with control. I'm concerned about truth. So I just want to share that with you. I'm not even going to show a record because I'm still recovering. That shit fucked me up.